What's up, everyone? It is me, your homeboy Juven, kicking with the one and only.
Ray Diesel.
Period. And Manny. Hi, Manny. Hi. We're going to be having a multifaceted conversation today, guys. We're going to be talking about corn industry. We're going to be talking about his very successful career. Also travel, and a little bit of politics, I think.
I love politics.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here we are. Go ahead, Manny. First question.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
About myself?
Yes. I mean, obviously this is my first time meeting you.
No. Well, I'm a little Southern boy, born and raised in North Carolina. Um, Been in LA for 21 years now. Um, yeah. Been in the industry for probably 10 years was my
Oh, yeah,
anniversary
yeah.
last month. As with just the porn. Sex work has I've been off and on over the years. So yes, but fell into the porn industry finally 10 years ago, but I've always been around it. Even back in North Carolina, I've always known people in the industry. But yeah, and so that's pretty much it, you know.
And you've done like club appearances, you've traveled the world. Where's like one of the best places you've been to that you've really enjoyed?
Oh, well, just a couple of places I really enjoyed. I mean, I always love going to the UK. I always love going to London.
Mm.
I don't know why, but I just love going to London. I love doing shows there when I go do shows.
Wait, like
Set shows.
Live shows.
they
Yeah.
do that out there?
Of
In Europe, it's a
course,
normal
yeah.
thing.
Oh.
It's a normal thing. You go to the club and you just be on there, and then someone starts fucking. You look up like, okay,
Oh, really?
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, it's a typical. It's much. Yeah, depending on the country, but most country. I mean, I've done shows in the UK, in Spain, in Italy, France. Um, yeah, they do shows everywhere. Even in Poland. They usually most of the time it's usually in bathhouses or sex clubs, but they do them in clubs as well. I mean, I've literally World Pride Madrid. I did a sex show in front of like 2,000 people.
What is it like? Like, do you take Viagra before or like?
This is a sex show. You just
It's
go
all
out
natural,
there.
baby. You just gotta.
You just go out there. It just means they'll tell you what you're going to be doing. Some is can be very quick, some are longer, and they can be fun. Like Hustler Ball in
Mm.
Berlin, they hire a bunch of porn guys, and you just like you may do one number, you could do two or three, whatever. So you just go up there for like 10, 15 minutes, do a little number, whatever. You discuss with your partner what you're going to do. The one crazy one I did wasn't crazy, it was fun. Was in Antwerp for I forgot what it's called.
Not Badlands.
It's not Badlands. It's a leather event. They just had it a couple of
Not
weekends ago.
Um,
Darklands.
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 Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
And I did two shows. But they was in the daytime.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was weird because I'm used to doing them at nighttime, and
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be at the parties, but they actually was in the daytime. It's a huge warehouse, like factory, and so they have market for buying products and stuff, and then they have pageants or competitions going on in one room and food trucks and but it was like weird. So the first one was done all right. The second one was actually on the main stage, and it was like I was kind of like the Beyonce of the football game. It's like a halftime show, and so we had to do this whole weird, crazy number
Mm-hmm.
where they zipped us up in a bodysuit, all white,
Oh,
and we like crawled underneath this black sheet on the stage. Now there's like over 1,000 guys sitting, eating, watching this whole thing.
They're eating.
Eating, yeah.
Just eating.
So like they sitting there eating, and so we come up out of this hole, and so basically it was very autistic. So I guess basically we were supposed to be sperm,
Oh,
finding our way,
yeah.
and we found each other instead of the egg. Weird. And then we unzipped each other with our leather outfit on,
wow.
and then we just went at it. And they had like all these sex benches and stuff,
Mhm.
and so we did like a 15-minute show, like, and it was super hot. I got the video, so hot. And then finally the guy was like, "Okay, you done, you done." So we stopped. And I always think I always think about this because my mom asked me how did the show go, and I was like, "Mama, they gave me a standing ovation."
Period.
She's like, "Oh, that's so good, baby." I was like, "Yeah." They all stood up. I was like,
Right.
"Beautiful."
Period. We love that.
Like, yeah. So yeah. So London, and then I think Barcelona used to be my other favorite place to go,
Yeah.
like to tour and host and do stuff.
You actually took me to Brazil for my first time. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
A virgin.
I know. Pop my cherry, y'all.
And he was
I
all,
took it off.
and it was like weird because you was all kind of nervous about going. You were like, no, man, because you would always go to Colombia.
Yeah, I was in Colombia, Panama, Mexico, but Brazil, my first time going was very, as an American, you kind of hear all these things of, oh, they're going to jack you, they're going to rob you.
The
And
same shit in Colombia.
yeah, and it does happen, but you just have to be street smart, I think.
You just got to be street smart and just your surrounding. But it's the same that you got to do here in America,
Right,
depending on where you go.
Yeah.
Right.
You go into the hood, same shit can happen.
That's
Get
right.
robbed.
I mean, we did go into a dangerous spot. Remember?
Yeah, there was a couple, what is that in São Paulo? I don't know the name of it, but it's like all these.
They
Like,
sell a bunch of electronics in that area.
Oh yeah, like in downtown.
yeah.
It was that. See, that's the sketchy. It
And,
looks sketchy.
Um,
And I was walking and my translator was like, "What are you doing?" Da, da, da. I'm like, "Oh Lord."
yeah, like we needed some chargers, and we ended up going over there by ourselves. And people were like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, no, I live my life with not being in fear.
Yeah.
Like I'm always like, oh my God, be careful. Oh, you like for me, I don't know why, but in my head, I'm like, if you focus on that, then that's when shit happens.
Yeah.
So I know my surroundings. I keep my eyes open and stuff, no matter where I'm at, because danger can happen anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, luckily I know people there who like, okay, we're gonna go here. I walk with them, go whatever. But I've not had any problems there. But I remember you was going and you was like, oh, is there gonna be people to film with? Like, I don't know if that's the market. And then this bitch was like filming like 5 times out of the day. And then stayed longer, didn't you?
Yeah, I say longer.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm gonna stay longer. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, because I found Solomon, and yeah,
Oh, that's where you met him?
Yeah, that's when we hit it off, and then you filmed with Solomon too.
yes,
His baby,
my
he's my
baby.
idol.
He's my baby.
Okay.
You found him, but he's my baby.
And yeah, no, Solomon put me on to a bunch of different people, and yeah, it was a good time. So
I really enjoyed. That was a fun trip too.
yeah, it was.
That was a really fun trip because I never get to really travel with people. I'm usually on my own. I just know people when I go.
Yeah.
So it was great when you can travel with someone and like help each other out and whatnot. You know, so we went to Sao Paulo, then to Rio, and then bumped into Cutler, and then
Right.
I got with Cutler.
Yep.
That was a fun. That's still one of my best out of that whole trip. That one day
Yeah, that was so much fun.
was so much fun
Yeah,
in less than 24 hours.
yeah, it was pretty.
So, yeah, and we met a lot of great guys.
yeah.
Interesting guys that I met on that trip too. It was really fun. It was a really fun trip.
Yeah, there was I don't really talk about collabs, but there was one collab I had, and he like flipped the fuck out on me. I was like, after the fact, it was a hot scene. You know, we filmed. It was super sexy, and then he's all like, "Oh, I don't want you to tag me." I said, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're not the market that I go for." I said, "Oh, okay." Now, after the fact, after model release form is signed, after payment is done,
Why? Who was this?
I'll show you a picture. And
Is this somebody I know?
I think so.
Oh,
Wait,
you didn't tell me this part.
Yeah, well, yeah, all this stuff happened like after I got back to the USA, and he was just like being a little cunt, and I was just like, oh, okay, like, all right, bitch, I got you.
I just
I
just be like, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna post anything.
and I didn't.
You paid, didn't you?
Yeah, I do. I paid. I always pay the girl.
See, that just sucks.
Yeah, and it was just like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna take the L. He, in my face, he was a sweet guy, but after the fact, I was like, okay, whatever, bitch. Like, bye. I'm done. Like,
See,
I never posted it. I'm never
that's
gonna
when the
post it.
asshole in me will come, be like, "Fuck that! I'm taking you and everything." But you done signed and I paid.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. What has been your best collab ever that you filmed?
There's not just one. I have so many.
Okay.
I've had so many. I've been very lucky and blessed. I've said this multiple times in my whole career of filming studio work or with content. I have not had many bad experiences,
Mm-hmm.
unlike some people. I've had technically maybe 4
Mm-hmm.
bad ones with
Yeah.
content. You know one of them. You know about one of them, but like bad. But good wise, I generally click with most of the guys, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
Especially when it be someone that is in the industry but never can work with because they work for bigger studios,
Mm-hmm.
and it's studios that I just would not book me, and so I end up getting to film with that person.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say Jesse Coulter was one of those
Oh,
ones.
he is so damn sexy.
Ugh.
Let me Google him because I don't know who that is.
Jesse Coulter was
Yeah, Google it.
my big porn crush because I met him before I was in the industry.
Uh-huh.
And I used to see him when he would come to LA, to West Hollywood, because I was always at all the events. And, and I used to talk to him all the time. We just really clicked
Mm-hmm.
really well, became friends on Facebook, and then one day I came home from work. This was back when I worked in retail.
Okay.
And I came home from work and I was tired, and I got a message from him on Facebook, and I was like, oh, hey. He was like, what you up to? I was like, I'm just getting home. He was like, you want to fuck? And I was like, wait, what?
There we go.
He was like, yeah, I'm about to finish shoot here with Chi Chi LaRue, and I got to go up to the room, but I need to fly out the next day to shoot for Lucas. Can you come to the Valley? And I'll drive. And I was like, hell yeah. And at the time, someone was staying with me, and they gave me a ride. He was like, well, where are you going to get? I was like, just
It
get
doesn't
me
matter.
there.
Just give me this. Right.
Get me there.
Yeah.
I was way up in the valley, and I just remember we had sets. It was so hot.
Mm-hmm.
It was super, super hot, and it was loud. And I remember him telling me, he's like, I don't know what needs to be done, but you need to do porn.
Yeah.
You're made for it. You need to do it. You're like, that was super hot. And I always remember when we were walking out, there was a bunch of women hanging out at the pool, and they all start clapping.
Oh,
They could hear us.
they
having
heard.
sex.
Oh my!
And I was like, good job.
you did it.
So when like a couple years later, content started, OnlyFans started, and we ended up filming together. We connected again, and it was one of those ones because I got to actually do it on camera because I probably never film with him for studio work. So it was great to actually film. So that's what I like about it. I get to film with all these people that I probably would never film with for studio work wise.
Yeah. And one of your worst, I already know. So we're gonna skip that question.
Yeah.
Keep that in the.
I should not talk about it, even though I so want to talk about
We
it.
won't.
But legally,
Yeah. Another situation.
I shouldn't. Yes.
Go ahead, Manny. Yeah.
Well,
sorry.
but I can talk about the other ones.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. Because I have one kind of like yours. Film with me,
Mm-hmm.
knew the whole situation, do content, then afterwards get mad because I post. I was like, oh, you told me not to tag you.
Mhm.
I didn't tag him on social media.
Mhm.
Didn't tag him on Twitter. He was even complaining because I tagged him on OnlyFans. Because he was like, some people I know follow you. And then I was like,
Oh,
I
Lord.
have to tag you.
Yeah, you have.
I
upload.
have to tag you. So why would you? I was like, why would you film with somebody when you don't want people to know you film content? And you used my legal name. I used the name that's on your Twitter account where you also have your OnlyFans linked on. And he threatened to do all that. And I was like, if you just was looking for a fuck, you should have just said so.
Right.
Don't use content and then say you can't promote it at all. Like that makes no sense. So yes, I've dealt with that kind of.
How do you feel about people trying to do that? Like, hey, let's hook up, but let's film, and then they try to do the switch.
See, I just don't. When guys were like, "Oh, you can film it as well," I was like, "I only film with content creators."
Yeah.
Oh, well, I just started. Okay, when you start posting and you got a Twitter account and you actually posting your porn on it, then hit me up.
Right.
I'm not finna film with you.
Yeah.
I'm not finna film with you because you want to be filmed, but you don't want your face being shown because it's too much work with that. It just is. And I barely film with people who don't show face, period. There's only a few that I would do that with, but they actually make it as a brand.
Yeah. It's very hard to, in this day and age, it's very hard to film content with people who don't show face. People want to see the face. They want to see the hole. They want to see the dick. They want to see the toes.
Occasionally, it's that one person that has is very popular, and they're fun to film with. They're really into it. It's just their thing, but they wear a mask. It's the whole, oh, don't show my face at all. Don't, oh, like, well, then get a mask.
Yeah.
Get something to cover your goddamn face. Like,
Batman.
yeah, something. You know,
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So,
Earlier in the conversation, you mentioned that your mom was happy. She asked you like, how did it go in Germany? How did you tell? Oh, like, what is your relationship with your mother when it comes to porn?
oh, it's great. She knows everything what I do. I mean, my whole family knows on both sides. And I always tell people, I am very thankful. I come from North Carolina, the Bible Belt. As a black gay man, I have not had any negativity, a negativeness coming towards both sides of my family. And one side of the family is way more in the church than the other side. And no, never. I mean, they might not like, some of them might have had issues about it, but they never say anything to me. They treat me the same. When I come home, they talk to me, laugh, hang out, no problems. They all friends of mine on Facebook, so they see everything I do. I don't keep it a secret. You know, they're my cousin's kids. They were like, "Oh, you're the famous cousin," like, because they know, they see me traveling and going all these places and doing stuff. Like, some people think I still just go dance. It's like, but no, my mom, I mean, I told her a long time ago when I first got into it. And, you know, of course, mom's always going to be like, oh, you know, but she fine with it. Any trips I'm ever on, she was like, how did it go? How did your filming go?
Nice.
Did you make your money?
Yeah.
It was when I gave her some money.
Okay.
When I helped her out,
right, folks. Yeah.
I think that's one of the days it changed, because she was like, oh, okay. Like, I was like, how much you need to take care of this? I got you. I can make that money back real quick. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no, they don't even see that part, you know? Yeah.
That's kind of cool, because I feel like a lot of people hide it from their parents.
No, I think that's so weird when people try to hide, because eventually it's going to come out. Somebody's going to know at some point. And it's just like, that's why I tell guys who wants to get in the industry, and they'll be like, oh, but I was like, if you're worrying about a job, if you're worrying about your future career, if you're worrying about what family going to think or say, don't do it. This is especially now with social media, it is not the same as if it was in the 80s or 90s. No, plenty of people who did porn back then, and their family still don't know they ever did porn, because there was no social media.
Yeah.
The only way they would know if they went in a porn store and they went to the gay section and saw them on the cover of a box. That would be the only way, really, on a cover of a gay magazine. That'd be the only way they would know. So, but now it's just more harder to cover up.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna know.
Yeah, someone's gonna know.
And so you have to always have that in mind. Yes, there might be a job that won't hire you because of it. And that's the risk you pay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, now who did you vote for?
Oh my God.
Oh Lord, here we go.
We just jump straight to politics. I voted for the right person. She did not win. I voted for the right person. You know, I voted for the one that I felt will be best for the country and stood for what I believe in. They did not win. I left the day before to go to Europe.
I remember that, yeah.
Just in case I was like, I'm going to vote, and then I'm out. And if it goes the wrong way, because I knew it was a 50-50 chance, I actually kind of felt it was going to go opposite, because I felt the same way I felt in 2016. And I was like, okay. Yeah. And so, and you know, I was over there. I was telling people yet again, I'm from Canada. And I'm not, because they always like, why did y'all do this? I'm like, I don't know. To each his own. Right. Everybody used their own excuse on why they voted the way they did. I just said, I'm just going to sit back and see what happens. And if it backfires, which it has started on a lot of people I know who did vote.
My 401k.
You know.
Stock market, yeah.
Yeah, who voted for that one. Some of them are already regretting. And I was like, all these porn industry guys that, you know, these sex workers, these trans women, these, you know, that voted for him, and be like, oh, you know, okay.
Latinos for Trump. Them
Again,
too, yeah.
I was like, and now I see all this backfiring. And like, I tried to explain to people, especially the gay community. I was like, right now, there's almost 400 bills
Mm-hmm.
up
Yeah.
against the LGBTQ in some form of way
Yeah.
Yeah.
around the country. I was like, there's a better opportunity for those bills to go through. You know, there is bills to go after the porn industry,
Mm-hmm.
sex workers.
Yeah.
They have a better chance of going through.
Yeah.
So as you're bitching, like you all hyping up about the economy, but you're about to maybe not lose your income,
And your rights.
your rights. Okay, it's like so that's why I just sit back.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm not finna go out and protest about certain things because I don't see people protesting when it's affecting me
Mm-hmm.
in many ways, which I had a conversation with my mom about because I'm like, you know, as a gay black man, I have two things against me. Actually, three, because I'm a sex worker too. Those three things against me. You know, so I got my own community going against me because I'm gay. You know, I got the whites going against me because, you know, I got religion people going against me because I'm a sex worker. You know, I ain't seen not a single person go out in the streets and protest
Well, I'll go protest
for
with you.
me.
Ray Diesel for president.
I mean, like I have not seen nobody go out for my kind if
Yeah.
one of us die or beat up or whatever. I do not see my community go out and protest. But they want me to go out and protest if it happened to a straight black man or a straight black woman. And I have no problems in doing that.
Mhm.
But let's be realistic and honest. And so with this election, I just like I told my friend, I have come to see we are moving backwards.
Mhm.
A lot of it's based on, regardless of what they might say, the economy. Too many people voted for someone they knew.
Yeah.
They voted because a lot of these people saw this country too black, too brown, too other.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, they keep every year they come up with a new word,
Yeah.
right? What was there was
Well,
woke
Yeah.
critical
race
theory,
theory, like
DEI.
mhm.
Like it's like they're basically allegedly they're just
for entertainment purposes only.
like you can tell it's referring to a certain demographic.
Yeah. And it's like, how's it affecting you? With the DEI, the ones who was being affected by that the most or getting shit out of it most was white
White women,
women.
yeah.
That is a
White
very
women,
known
exactly,
fact.
yeah.
So
European Americans.
yeah, so I'm like, you know,
European Americans. That's right.
so I'm like, okay, you can name it however you want it. Now you're saying all these people was getting a job because they was the DEI hiring, but you're also talking about veterans.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Veterans, they got a job because their arm got blown off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, they need to be hired because so you're saying all these people got hired, they don't know what, they really ain't good workers. That's what you're trying to say. They just got hired because of their race or because of their disability. But their reviews says something totally different.
Right. They excel. Most
They
of them.
excel. They've been in this job for 10 years. Like, make it make sense. But again, Republicans are very smart.
Yep.
They know how to stay in line. They know how to stay on message. And they know how to vilify something. And then they know how to make themselves look like the victim.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah. So, like I said, I voted for who I needed to vote for, who I felt was the right person to do. Half the country decided to go a different route. Now the half the country have to deal with what's going to happen. I do know, as someone who lives in California, I'm going to be much better off than
Okay.
Yeah.
some of these people living in some of these red states that definitely voted for him. And I'm just like, okay,
Fuck.
I mean, there goes their
Yeah.
SNAP benefits.
yeah. It was like, well, you ain't getting no more food stamps. When schooling is gonna be hey.
Head Start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insurance.
And I tell them all the time too, when they try to come for California and LA and blah blah, I try to remind them we're the third most powerful city
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
And when it comes to this country, we help pay for y'all. We take
Yeah.
care of you. Our money in California goes to these red states. So when they up there sitting talking shit and laughing about the fires and call a lip like, okay, if
Yeah.
California has decided not to be part of the United States, they will be fucked.
Yeah,
So-
we're the 7th largest economy.
I think we're
Yes.
fifth now, no?
5th?
I think it might be. Let me
Well,
fact
after
check
the
that.
stock market today, I don't
No,
know.
I think we're the third. I think California is the third in the world.
Let me see.
I could be wrong.
California is the fifth largest
fifth.
economy in the world.
And so we must
That's
be
wild.
third in the United States.
No, I think we're number 1 in the United States. We would push,
It
yeah.
has to be New York and Texas.
On a per capita basis, California is the second largest economy in the world among large economies.
Mm.
Yeah. I thought so. So it should be us, New York, and Texas.
Yeah.
And the only reason it goes to Texas because of oil.
Mm-hmm.
And all the libs are moving over there.
Well, they're moving over to Austin. They're moving to Austin.
What do you think was like the downfall of the Dems during this last election? Like, what do you think happened? What do you think went wrong?
Again, I really don't think it would have mattered what they would have done because some people use the excuse the economy. But this is my thing. Again, I'm not great. I did not go to school to understand when it comes to economy. I cannot tell you every bits and pieces of it. But what I do know, I know people's like, it's hurting because prices up. People, I feel like in this country need to start educating themselves way more better when understanding how things work.
Mhm.
When it comes to pricing, the president of the United States, as they're learning now, has no power of making things go down.
But eggs are what?
Exactly. That's all I kept hearing about is ads.
now.
Ads. I'm paying all this money for ads. I was like, y'all gonna vote for somebody because of eggs. I was like, you do understand the president of the United States has no power to tell a private company what to charge. They have no power when it comes to gas pricing. They do not. This is a normal thing as they hated on Biden. And I try to break it down to them all the time. Look, when Obama was in office, the economy was great. When Trump came into office, the economy did not do any better. In fact, it went worse. And the reason why it went worse, they were like, well, it was COVID. I was like, yes, but it was the reason how he handled COVID. It's the reason why the economy went down.
Mhm.
When you shut down a country for 2 years, it takes 4 years to make it better again.
Yeah.
I know this. It's not going to happen overnight. And Americans always want everything right then, right now.
Yeah.
They want everything. They think everything is just going to change overnight, and it don't work that way. If you really look at what Biden did, was he perfect? No. Did he do great with everything? No. But him as the president for 4 years, we had the biggest job growth
Mhm.
in over 60 years. We had the lowest unemployment.
Lowest unemployment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Slowly, we was doing better
Yeah.
than most countries that dealt with COVID.
Actually,
Yeah.
all countries.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I know this because I travel internationally.
Yeah.
I know the dollar was way stronger than the pound and the euro. Right there, that
Yep.
says a lot because the
Yeah.
pound is way stronger. And I was telling people right now is the best time to go to well, not right now, but right then
Yeah.
it was really good because the euro was like literally dollar to dollar.
Mhm.
So it was like we was slowly doing way better, right? We was. And so when they use the economy, oh, I'm just paying so much. You need to take it out on these private companies
Yep.
that are
They're the ones
charging
that
you more
stuff.
because all they're doing is trying to make back the money
Mhm. They lost.
Yeah.
that they lost during COVID.
Yep.
That's all that was going on was they was trying to make the money back. And people are like, oh, we're hurting. But yet I was seeing these same people bitch and complain about the economy, going out buying new cars.
Yeah.
They were going on trips,
Mhm.
going.
To every Trump rally.
Yes, they were traveling internationally, going out to nice dinners. I was like, but yet you're still sitting here talking about the economy and how bad it is. But yet your ass is out here
At Coachella.
They saw the number of flights go up so high
Yeah.
because
People were traveling.
so if people have been traveling because they were stuck in. Yes, it sucks when you're paying $100 more or $50 more than you normally would, but it wasn't stopping us. So they used the excuse of the economy. Most that voted for him, you know, and then others they use because Democrats have been too woke, and like I said, no, they wasn't. They wasn't being too woke. The problem with Democrats is they need to get on one message and stick with that one message, and they jump around and talk about too much because they're the party of the people, but they need to focus on one thing,
Yeah.
the biggest thing. And so they should have went out and talked about the economy since that was and really teach these people where things are actually getting better, because one of the things they should have been talking about from the get-go was Project 2025, and they should not waited to the last minute to do so. I think they screwed up when it came to the whole Biden thing and kicking them out off the tick, whatever.
That's
That was-
Pelosi's fault,
that-
allegedly.
so as I was saying,
Period.
when it comes to the messaging and stuff, there's a lot of things they should have worked on. I don't blame one person for Biden getting kicked out. I don't blame Pelosi. I mean, I give her credit. I think she did a great job for what she is. I think some of these people, it's time for them to go. There's a new generation that needs to be stepping in. But I think that was one of the things when they talked about the economy, they really should have been speaking, like I said, speak to them, show them, hey, this is why the economy is what it is, but this is how it's getting better.
Right.
Like it is actually getting better, but and about the pricing, when they talk about the border, they should have. Both parties are horrible with the border. I feel like neither one really wants to fix the border, and the Republicans definitely ain't gonna fix the border. Let's see.
Because it brings us votes.
Wait. Let's see in these 4 years of him being in office, let's see what policies get changed when it comes to dealing with the border. Because every Republican that has been in office has not fixed the border.
Right.
And that's all they have to run off of is the border.
I mean, they had a bill, right, that it was bipartisan and it was supposed to
But
fund the border, like a lot of that stuff that they were trying to fund. And then Trump said, no, because I want to run on immigration.
yeah, and this is so again, there's another thing that people want to vote on because there's too many illegal immigrants here. I'm like, okay, if you want, I don't have no problems with that. If there are bad immigrant people, but at the same time, as I hear them bitching, like losing their shit when this illegal person who's a criminal kills someone, I'm like, I am not still yet seeing any outrage from these same people I see on Facebook that's posting about that. Post about the guy going into a school and shooting up and killing a bunch of children.
Yeah.
They don't say nothing about that. It's like, okay, it's like. And again, murder is bad, illegal or not illegal, but like I need this to be consistent, and it's never consistent. And but the Democrat parties don't point that out.
Yeah.
It's like they don't call that out. It's like, okay, so they realize every illegal immigrant that's here is that they all rapists and murderers and blah blah blah. Again, I had a discussion with this girl who voted and she could not respond to me. And I kept saying, okay, I go to the UK. I see what they're going through when they broke away from the EU because they was trying to be like a Trump. And they have regretted
Brexit. Yeah.
They have regretted it. Why did they regret it? Because all these foreign people had to leave out of the country and now they have no help. They don't have enough help. You go to a restaurant, it could be 20 tables and they're only sitting 3 people. And they were like, we can't sit you right now. Why? We don't have enough busboys. We don't have dishwashers. We don't have enough servers. We don't have hotels. They're short staffed. The farmland, short staffed because all the Polish people left because that was the problem, was mostly Polish people. All the Polish people have left now. So now they don't have people to work the fields. So it hurt their economy. And I keep saying, what is going to happen when you send away all the immigrants, all the illegal people, all the undocumented people out of the country? Who's going to work the fields? Because I've been saying this from the good long time. Let's make America great again. Please tell me the date
And the time.
where American was great again. What timeline are we talking about here?
Right.
When was it great for everyone? I need to know this, right? What jobs are the illegal people taking away from us?
Mhm.
Please point out these jobs. They're not scientists. They're not lawyers. They're not working in offices. Most of the ones I know, they're doing the dirty work. They're working in the farms and getting paid, underpaid to work in the farms to pick the fruit and vegetables and meat and whatever. They're the dishwashers. They're the maids, the lawn people. They're doing their side jobs that nobody else wants to do. So who's going to do those jobs when they leave? Because the black folks ain't doing those jobs, because that's the jobs we used to do.
Yeah.
When they make American great again, they're talking about the 50s. And blacks was doing those jobs. And that's what it feels like the country is doing. It's going back in that time, and they're trying to wipe away all the stuff. Because black people are not going back in the fields, which is not. There's some jobs that my generation is the last generation that probably would do some of that.
Mhm.
But the newer generation, no. So it's like, again, I bring that up, and no one can actually, they were like, oh, there's just too many illegal. I was like, yeah, but who's going to work these jobs?
Right.
It was like a lot of these immigrants that has been here for 20, 30, 40 years. They have not done any crimes. They ain't done anything. They actually put money in our economy, and actually they give a huge amount of money and don't get nothing in return.
Yeah.
Because they don't get benefits. They can't retire and get a check.
Yep.
They don't get anything.
No Social Security,
But
nothing.
again, Americans don't know this.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Most Americans don't know this because they don't want to educate themselves.
Exactly.
They just want somebody to point the finger. It's just like, oh, you're the reason why. I'm like, okay, this white redneck that's sitting out in a trailer truck is mad at a Mexican for working in the fields, and you won't even work the job, but you're mad at them.
That part.
So in 2022, undocumented immigrants contributed $22.6 billion to Social Security and $5.7 billion to Medicare.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Wow.
money they'll never be able to see.
And they don't even get.
Or get, yeah.
Yeah.
And most of the money that all these projects that these groups that's in different states are taking care of undocumented people for healthcare and stuff like that is not coming. That is coming from most groups that's raising money to do that.
Yeah.
And even if the state is helping them, they're giving back to the state. So they're working. They're not sitting here not trying to work. They're not sitting here waiting for a check, because they can't get a check.
That part. No one's getting a Trump check.
No one can get a check.
Yeah, but I was gonna buy stuff with my $9,000 Elon stimulus money.
Oh, child. Hey, y'all need to not buy into that. But look, if they send me that, I'm going to spend that. And you know why I'm spending that? Because it's my money.
Yeah.
That part.
It is not money coming from Trump pocket. It's our money that we pay every year.
All these high taxes that we have.
That we pay every year. Those stimulus checks we got during COVID, it was our money. You didn't do anything special. And then we just end up having to pay taxes at the end of the year. And it goes right back.
I thought they had to reprint those checks because he wanted to sign them or something. Didn't they delay them or something?
Name on
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
to sell it. I was like, I give him credit. He's been very great with branding himself in many ways. Cause he got these people those full. But again, and like traveling to different countries and hearing how people think about Americans,
Mm.
I get it. I get it now. That's me. Traveling has made me more smarter to look at stuff and see how good we have it, but how stupid we are too, as a whole. This is like, because again, we want everything cheap, but yet we want all the factory work here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we can bring the factory work back here,
That's gonna be.
but then the prices that you're paying at Walmart for those shirts are going to go up
Yep.
like $5 more,
Exactly.
because you need to pay the people working in the factories, because these people working in the factory ain't going to be trying to work for no $3 an hour.
Right.
So, but they don't see that.
Yeah.
This tariffs that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
We paying for that shit.
Yep.
Right.
It's hurting us
American consumers.
consumers, and people still don't understand when they hear tax. They think tariff means that those people's paying for it.
Yeah.
No, it hurts us
Mhm.
because we're gonna have to pay more
Yep.
Yeah.
on that one item that we get. And most again, most people don't know this when they're like, yeah, he's get Mexico and Canada. I was like, you do know most of the shit we get comes from those two places, right?
Exactly.
Most of the fruit and festivals we get
Avocado.
seasonally.
Yep.
My trainer just told me he went to Costco
Mm.
and for 6 it was like $16.
I went to
Avocados. Wow.
So I went to Ralph's, 2 for $7.
Yep.
Damn.
And
like, what?
I told him, see, because my editor, I was
Mhm.
like, see, that's why you should still be friends with my editor because his mom has an avocado tree.
There we go. What's
And I was like, and I done told him, y'all better be careful because somebody gonna be starting to rob y'all in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Hopping over that fence.
And she be giving them out because they be having so many.
Yeah.
And she just handing them out. I was like, she better start selling that.
Yeah.
And she needs to put a bar around it because people are gonna start going in there and stealing avocados. But hey,
Yeah.
you know.
How do you feel about masculinity in gay culture?
Nah, I don't
Like-
get into all that bullshit. I think
Yeah.
it's all just stupid. It's just be you.
Do you think that MAGA people are more masculine than gay people?
No.
That was a good
No.
response.
I've met the most queeniest mega people. No. Trust me. I'm an escort. I have plenty of clients and I'm like, I don't know how people don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, she'll be a queen.
He's a big old queen.
Allegedly.
Allegedly nothing. He a queen. He could be a straight guy and still be queenie. He's queenie. There's nothing manly about that guy at all.
That allegedly makes sense.
Let me see. We have 2 minutes left. We can keep going another like 10 minutes or something.
I mean, but yeah, the masculinity thing, I don't really buy into it. I mean, growing up in the South, black men, you know, you're supposed to act a certain way or be a certain way. But where did this all come from? Because if you look at history and especially in different cultures, it has always been kind of different.
Mhm.
So I don't know where this masculinity came from to where it is now that men have to act a certain way, women supposed to be a certain way,
Mhm.
because it's not always been like that. It really hasn't.
I mean, men used to wear red high heels.
Right.
Yeah.
Back in the 1800s.
They used to wear
Egyptians,
dress. Yeah.
makeup,
Oh,
wigs.
the wigs, the powder wigs, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they have a problem with drag queens now, but like back in the day, only men played in plays.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, JD Vance, didn't he dress up in drag?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
He also had fun with a couch. Not this one, but you know, allegedly for
Allegedly.
entertainment purposes only.
I mean, my thing of it is, it's like,
Not this couch, but yeah,
you know,
out there.
if
I'll
somebody
interview the couch next week.
in the gay culture, you know, it is one of those things. Is like, oh, you have to act a certain way. Some guys won't date someone that's too queeny or
Mhm.
you know whatever. I just always find it funny. You look at these big macho guys,
Yeah.
big old muscles, and then but they so woman.
Queen. Yeah. Fish.
Yeah.
Fish
Yeah.
sticks.
I mean, they have the look, but when you actually get to know them, like, girl.
How do you feel about dating and
Yeah, are you
gay
single?
culture?
Yes.
You're single.
Yes.
Why are you single?
Why not?
Okay.
What is something that you look in or your partner, man, woman, whatever? What are 3 attributes you like? Like a steady job, someone that's taller than you, shorter.
A nice ass.
There we go.
Like,
Speak on it.
no, I mean, yeah.
Nice
But
ass. Okay, one.
personality is my number one thing. Personality, like good personality, outgoing, fun. You know, I'm a lot. I'm a Gemini, so I can be all over the place. So I kind of like that balance when someone can balance me out and
Mhm.
get my personality.
Yeah.
But usually, like good personality, good energy. You know, kissing, good kisser.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a top or bottom?
I'm top.
Total top. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, just and a good heart. Like no
Do you
one
tickle their heart, or is it just
I tickle their heart.
goes all the way inside? Ray Diesel, baby. He's Ray Diesel.
You are so stupid.
He's Ray Diesel. Like
They'd be like, I'm having a heart attack. You're hitting it too hard.
No, you got sick of a heart, you know?
No. No, but like, no, seriously, a good heart, a good, like, not be perfect, because I'm not perfect, but try not to do bad, you know, to try to
I like that.
try to do other others. I don't care about career and stuff like that. Because everybody's on their own journey. You know, I meet guys who give me speeches, you know, about what I do. And I always say, if whoever I date, you already knew what you was getting when you got it.
Yeah.
And you need to accept that. I will be with somebody who wants to uplift me in my journey. Meaning if they see that I'm good at other things and they see I have a passion for other things, they're going to push me to go to those other things, but they're not going to try to stomp on what I'm doing now or belittle me or make me feel less than, because I don't do that for anybody else. I mean, I work for myself. I am not rich. I am comfortable and I'm fine with what I'm doing. I have dated guys that makes a lot more money than me, that has houses and stuff like that, and that's to his own. But that's I won't build relationships on part of that. I you know, just like I don't build success off of that, because everybody has their own level of success and what is success. So, but yeah, with relationships, that's just my thing. What I look for if I'm in a relationship, you know.
Would you ever do a blind date?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a blind date. I'm
Okay. Where
date.
we come up with the concept, and we're planning to, you know, test it out.
A blind date game show.
It's not a game show. It's just like
Next back in the day.
yeah.
Just put two people together that you think might will match.
Yeah, I
we'll
guess.
interview you.
Or
Get like a height, you know, ranges, et cetera, what you're looking for and everything.
Not like the balloon popping. I like
Yeah,
balloon. That's kind of crazier.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Oh, I try to see those things. I can't see it. It's so stupid. I'm like, what? Huh?
It's not gonna be like that. It's not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there will be a line of people inside of a van.
Somebody invited me to one of those quick game dating things.
Oh, speed dating.
Speed dating.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I think you would be so perfect." But I was like, "No." He was like, "Why? Why was you?" I was like, "I'm a sex worker."
Yeah.
I don't think most people want to date a sex worker.
You never know.
Oh no, I find guys who want to, but and a thing like that, like the first sit down,
They have to be very strong.
for a living. It's like, oh, I fuck for a living.
They have to be very strong, I think.
Yeah, it's much harder to find someone who's fine with the lifestyle. You know, so
Do you prefer people that are healed or do you want a project?
That's a good one.
but are we all healed?
Some, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all a work in progress, right?
Exactly.
As long as
I don't have a problem with being with somebody in work in progress. I am a work in progress. I have my issues. I am a Gemini, like I said. I can be all over the place. I need someone who can understand that and balance me out. I'm the same way. There are some people that I'm like, oh girl, you're going through it.
Fix it, Jesus.
No,
Take the wheel.
You know, I can't be. And I've been in a relationship where or not a relationship, but with someone that's, you know, let me take care of them.
Yeah.
But they're not trying to take care of themselves.
Oh, that's
So I'm like, you know, I have an issue. Not a guy that I really like, but going through some drug issues. So, you know, and I was like, I can be there as a friend.
Yeah, it's a friend,
Yeah.
Pat on the back.
Good job. You know,
Good
call
job,
me
sweetie.
sometimes you want to call, but you know I got a mouth and I'm gonna speak my mind.
That part.
You know, so sometimes I don't like what I got to say.
This has been good though. Like you have a lot of knowledge. So it
Talk a lot.
That's good.
but
That's why
it's good.
here's an invited
talk-
guest. And
you're-
thank you for coming.
Yeah,
such-
like you're saying good things, right? Like you're saying informative, like reality check, basically.
For me, when it comes to life in general, politics, love, whatever, I'm very open. I don't have to hide anything. I don't know it all. I don't think I'm right with everything, but my experience in life and traveling around and meeting individual and different people and seeing different point of views of all that's going on. I base my theories of what I say on that. I get in
Yeah.
debates and arguments with friends over wars and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and I see things that a lot of people don't see
Mhm.
because I actually talk to people that's in those environments.
Mhm.
And so that's why I say what I need to say, and some people don't like it.
Totally agree. How many tattoos do you have?
Um, 5.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
Planning on getting more?
Yes. When I go
With
back to
your-
Rio.
Okay. What are you gonna get? Can you give us a sneak peek? Of...
I have no idea. The guy last week, while he was
Doesn't
doing
it
this
draw
one,
it like just like that, freehand?
the last guy he did this, freehand. So I don't. Yeah, the last guy did freehand. All the other ones wasn't freehand. But I was telling him what my tattoos all mean and stuff like that. And he was talking about something that might go because I kind of want to make this into a sleeve somehow.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I'll go back to Rio and get
Nice.
it done over the summer.
Period.
Nice.
I'm going for Pride.
In
Sao
Sao
Paulo
Paulo?
Pride. hmm
Did you hear Gaga's gonna be down there?
Oh, I don't.
Who's
care.
that?
I'm not a fan.
What?
I'm not a fan.
Period.
Okay, it's
But that's
time to-
great.
it's
She's
time to
gonna be
end it.
there.
Yeah, good for her. Yeah.
Yeah, good for her. I'm no hater. I mean, I'm just not a fan. I've never been to a concert.
Never.
Like like any concert?
Never been to a
Oh
concert.
my God.
Not a,
If
not a,
good,
not a,
go
like,
see.
not a real concert, like a big concert or anything like that. I've never, I missed the opportunities of the concerts I really would have went with to when I was younger. Whitney Houston would have been one that I would definitely go to. Tina Turner, I would have went to go see her. I love her. I actually wanted to go see Janet, but missed it because I was like, oh, okay, I can go see Janet because I know her music
Mhm.
and it'll have those flashbacks. I
Yeah.
don't know a lot of these artists, and
Yeah.
I'm not big fans of a lot. I like Beyonce. I could have went to Beyonce concert, but I'm not a fan of hers like that to actually go and sit there all night and listen to songs I don't like.
Yeah.
I only want to hear certain ones.
The one that says surfboard?
Surfboard.
I hate that one. I hate that one.
Partition. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Or telephone.
No, it's not. I like the
Lady
yeah,
Gaga
anyway.
got one.
Yeah, I could have went to Madonna, but I didn't go to Madonna. I loved Madonna up to a certain time, and then my love fell out. So I wouldn't enjoy going to a full concert hearing a bunch of songs I don't like. So
Isn't she dating someone's ex-boyfriend that's like super young? Who,
Keep up with Madge.
I don't keep up with any of those. So I don't know. Actually, there's some artists I like, and I'm gonna try to maybe go see them. So it's not gonna be a big concert, but it'll be concert. It'll be nobody knows them. A lot of them are British, actually.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of them are British. I would go see them, but there's nobody now.
Let me see. What is your workout routine to staying in shape?
Try to go to the gym.
Okay. Yeah. Look, you still look good for all the stuff you've been doing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. You look great.
I try to go to the gym 5 times out of the week. Usually it don't happen that way because I travel a lot, and so depending on where I'm at, I might not make it to the gym. So, but I try to go to the gym. I try to eat right, but I'm also living life, and I'm not not for this energy or not for this city. I'm not trying to have my body look perfect for people to like me.
What's one
Well, you're top,
piece?
so it doesn't really
top
matter.
It does matter, especially in this industry.
What? No, it doesn't.
It does.
Does it really?
Yeah.
If you can give yourself one piece of advice now at 18 years old, what would it be?
Don't give a fuck what people think.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Because somebody's always going to have some opinion of what you could be doing better or what you're doing wrong.
Is top shaming a real thing?
What? No, I literally just said the top doesn't.
It is.
It is. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who shame tops for only topping.
Yeah.
What? No.
Which
It is a real.
Yes, that's a real thing.
I just shame
You'll see it on Grindr. People be like, if you only top, don't reach out to me or something. Yeah, I see it all
Isn't
the
there like a top
shortage in LA.
shortage
Yeah,
epidemic thing.
Way in LA.
Yeah,
It's
Isn't
always
everyone
been. That's why.
LA?
No, that's why everybody's versatile.
Mm.
They're all bottoms, but they all say versatile.
Okay.
Same in Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah.
They all say top, but they all bottoms. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I do get some people because I won't bottom or I don't bottom. I've tried it. It's not my calling. It's just not my thing. It's just not. And I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that. But I meet guys who's like, oh, you just top. I'm looking for somebody who's versatile. It's like, I'm not the one for you then.
Just go to LA. There's a bunch there.
Huh?
Just go to LA. There's a bunch there.
Yeah. And they all literally have on their profile top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So many profiles I get hit up with that. And then it was like, just sending me nothing but ass shots, holes open.
Gaping.
Just yesterday, a top hit me up. It was like, oh, I want you to fuck me. And I was like, huh? Okay. All right, sure.
All right. Do you have any other projects coming up? Anything you want to plug? You do have a podcast. Whenever you have your podcast,
I'm working on a podcast.
You're gonna invite me on there, right?
Yes, I'm working on a podcast. It's
You
going to
heard
be a
it
little
here
different than this, but yes, I want to working on a podcast. I am still working on a book.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yes,
Um,
that I've been saying I'm gonna do for the longest time, and everybody keeps trying to push me to do it. So I want to work on a book, but right now I'm just like thinking about maybe going back to school.
Okay.
Education is important,
Yeah.
regardless of age.
Yeah, my student loan got a raise, so.
Okay. Period.
Oh, they did?
Mhm.
Oh, praise Biden.
Yes, thank you.
I
Thank you, Biden. Thank you, Daddy.
Daddy Biden.
No, it got raised because the school that I went to the last time got in some trouble. So
Oh,
The
oh,
art-
kind
art
of like
is-
Trump's Academy.
yeah, it was like
Oh.
the art institute. So something happened, and so it got erased. So I have
Nice.
the ability to. I don't know. Just it's always good to just venture out and do something
Yeah.
different. I mean, I'm still love what I do, and I'm still good at what I do. It's not the same as it was. I'm older. Kids forget who you are. You know.
The girlies try to forget, but
Well,
they
the
knew you are.
Well, the new kids are learning who I am. It's the older ones who's been following me for a while. They fade off, but the new ones, they refining me.
How do you feel about that? Like having that full, like new generation of folks finding out who you are and like the fame. How does
It
that
is
work?
crazy because I've been watching porn for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, like I always tell people back in the day, it used to be a book that come out every year, a dictionary
Yeah.
that you can get every year.
Yeah.
And it will have all the
All
porn
titles.
stars that was
What?
that did videos for that year, their names, they gave you their stats and all the movies they was in. And that's how I learned.
Oh, it's like
porn.
Google, but on.
Yeah. And it would come out every
Sweet.
year. They would do a book every year and they stopped. But that's how I learned who a lot of the porn stars was. And I had certain favorite ones, which side note, very fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much about every porn star ever had a thing for,
Mm-hmm.
I've had sex with
Yeah.
from back in the day.
Period.
Period. Just one. I didn't catch him. He died before I got here.
Who?
God, what was his name? He was huge in the early 90s. He was one of Chi Chi LaRue's finds.
Mm.
Like, I think he was actually versatile, but he was mostly a bottom. But there was something about him. You know, there's always, back in the day, it was always that one performer just had this thing. They had this it. It was something about the way they fucked, the way they had
Yeah.
sets, the way they just it felt real when you watch them have sets.
Well, it is real, right?
What? Yes and no.
It's staged.
Yes and no. No, girl, come on. We'd have been on some sets where you'd be like, "Ugh, let me just get this over with.
Oh my god.
Just let me just get this over with." I mean, again, I've been very thankful. I've not had that many experience, but yes, it can be. It can. I've even seen scenes where I was like, "Oh, they do not.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is not feeling him at all."
Yeah. Whenever you see the magic behind the lens, you can kind of clock it very easily.
No, I remember seeing
Yeah.
this one video, and I was like, "Why didn't I edit this out?" Like they didn't even edit it out. Like the bottom was getting fucked, and the top was on him, and You could tell the bottom just kept looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing? And I swear to you, and then he literally looked into the camera, like at the camera guy, was like,
No.
like there was no,
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
why would y'all keep this in?
It's like,
Oh God, I can't think of what his name is. Oh shit. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, that's a side note. But yeah, it is kind of weird now. Younger guys, they hit me up and they're like, "Oh my God, you're my fan. I've been checking off to you since I was like, don't say that to me.
Yeah, it's a little weird, right?
That is weird. I would
Little
never say
creepy.
that to somebody. But yeah, it is weird. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of like these 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids who's just learning
Yeah,
me. And I've only been in the industry for 10 years. So it's like,
yeah.
You've
You're a
been-
veteran,
you've
baby.
been in longer
You-
than me.
You've won GVNs, right?
I have never won anything.
Oh, nominated?
I'm always nominated, but I've never win anything. I'm not at that level.
I mean, don't they buy those things?
Well, allegedly for entertainment purposes.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I've never. I had a discussion with a porn guy one time about this, and I said, there's different grades
Mm-hmm.
in the industry. You have the A-listers,
Mm-hmm.
and the A-listers.
You're A-list.
So the A-listers like generally film for like the big studios
Mm-hmm.
and Falcon. Back in the day, that's how it
Yeah.
was. And then you had like the B-listers that people know them, but you never really saw them in big studios.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then downgrade, you see these asteroids. They probably don't last that long. They
Mhm.
just like pop in and out, whatever. So in the industry, and I had a discussion with this cat that I was filming with. He's considered A-lister. And the camera guy and me was talking about it, and
Yeah.
I said he would be considered A-lister, and I would be considered a B-lister. And he was like, "Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you'll be considered B-lister." I was like, "But the funny part of it is that in the industry you consider A-lister." I was like, "But to the world, I'm an A-lister.
Yeah.
To the world, I can go to any country, and someone's gonna know who I am before they know who you are."
That part. I mean,
We
it's
have seen this.
in Rio de Janeiro.
We have seen this.
Me, you, Cutler hanging
Yeah.
out, and we were at the what is it called? The Christ Redeemer,
Yes.
and they stopped. They're like, "Oh my God, I got to get a picture," and they took a picture.
Yeah, it was
like
a
they
group.
were so enamored. Like
It's
all
like-
these guys were so excited to see all of us. Like,
But if
well,
this,
more you.
but yeah,
you
but
would
I'm just saying. But if this model, if we travel to go to Europe or something like that, it's more of a chance that I'm going to be recognized before he be recognized,
Mhm.
and where people literally stop and be like, "Oh my God, can I get a picture of you?
Mhm.
Oh my God, can I get you?" Like if I'm on a flyer for an event, people travel up to 3 hours or beyond
Mhm.
to
Right.
come see me. I've had people leave their country and go to another country because they see I'm going to be at a
You're Ray Diesel, baby.
and and he was like, "Oh," I was like, "So yeah, so even if I stop doing porn and I go away, I brought something to the gay community."
Your legacy will always live on.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
Period. Artie, when you dropped up filming with the one and only Ray Diesel, how was the conversation? Was it good?
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah. Will you come back?
It was good.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Give out your OF, give out your Instagram, all of that, so people can connect with you.
I always tell people just follow me on X, which is Ray Diesel XXX on there. And on there, I have a link that takes you to all my fan pages and social media, from OnlyFans, Just for Fans, which is Ray Diesel XXX, Instagram, and my fan page on Facebook.
And he will be coming out with the podcast. I will be on there, right?
Yeah, if you ever come over and do it.
I'll do it today.
I mean, I think I've invited you like 3 times.
I'll come
Just
over
saying-
and do it.
I'm
I
just
would.
saying. I'm just saying.
I'll drag them there.
And thank you, Manny, for all your help. I
Oh,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
no problem.
Artie, everyone, be sure to check us out. I love y'all.
Bye.